Hello, you're watching Breakfast with John Kay and Naga Munchetti.
Just after 8:30 on Friday. Thanks for joining us. And what a week it has been for this guy, Leeds Rhinos legend Rob Burrow. First, that documentary that we made about him, his life with motor neurone disease, shortlisted for a national television award. And now the release of his autobiography. And then last night, what a hero's welcome, wasn't it, back at Headingley?
Yeah, Rob and his family were guests of honour at Headingley Stadium as his old side played Huddersfield in the Super League. First time he'd been in front of that crowd since his emotional testimonial more than 18 months ago. Now, Lakshmi Gopal was there to see it.
Those turning up at Headingley weren't just fans watching a match, they were a rugby league family welcoming back Rob Burrow.
He's an amazing scrum half, amazing personality. He scored the finest try ever in the Rugby League Grand Final at Old Trafford in 2011. And I think he's an inspiration to the rest of the team.
People who watched him transform from lad to legend.
Really emotional. It's an emotional night for all the family. All the family will be here, and it's just when you've watched him come through from being a boy, and then it's, you know, obviously it's not a nice situation, but yeah, we're all there for him.
People who followed his journey through Super League wins and now his battle with motor neurone disease.
As somebody who has a degenerative condition, to see Rob handle it with such grace, it's so great.
Rob is...
And he's always been one of his favourite players, hasn't he?
Yeah, determination and, you know, I just get quite emotional when I'm talking about him.
Been an inspiration to the club since he started his career, so yeah, you couldn't get a better Leeds legend.
It is great to be back at Headingley after so long. I'm completely overwhelmed to be shortlisted for an NTN award. I know I have the backing of the greatest sport in the world, Rugby League, and I am so proud of how everyone has rallied around me since my diagnosis. I could never tell you just what it means.
The no tears policy, I think, will be put to the test tonight, definitely. So yeah, I think it'll be emotional, but yeah, no, we're really looking forward to it.
I'm so happy we just get to take the ball out to the referee.
What reaction do you think there's going to be when you do that from the crowds?
Massive crowd cheer, might even need to wear headphones.
So excited to go on the pitch.
At the stadium, where crowds only recently returned, a 10,000-strong standing ovation as the guest of honour appeared. Last time he was here for a testimonial match was a year and a half ago. The reception this time no less warm. A 7th-minute round of applause. A nod to the number 7 shirt he wore for Leeds during his 17-year career.
It's been so good to be back at the ground and to see all the support. It's been fantastic.
And what was it like seeing Rob go onto the pitch?
Yeah, no, I managed not to cry, so it was emotional, but really good. Yeah, really good.
Victory for Leeds Rhinos. And a shout-out to the man who inspired it.
Honestly, I was really crying. I didn't think I would be, but it was really emotional, yeah. Lovely to see him back at Headingley.
It was emotional to see him there, and a lump in the throat moment, I think.
I'm just very proud to see him back on the pitch.
Tonight has been amazing. I don't look forward to having the attention on me, but I was really looking forward to coming back to the place where I had the time of my life. From being a little boy in the crowd to have had the spectacle of having a day set for my book launch. I need to thank so many people, but I would not change the outcome of my life regardless, no matter what.
That smile, that wink, what a night for Rob. Well, we're joined now by someone who was there, Leeds Rhinos assistant coach and Rob's former teammate, Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Thanks for coming in, Jamie.
Good morning, pleasure.
Wow, that looked like some emotional evening, wasn't it?
It was emotional. It's good to have the crowds back in, wonderful to get Rob back in the ground as well. And I think what you've got to remember is, you know, Rob Burrow, myself, and that cohort, that generation of players fulfilled a boyhood dream in that stadium. We all grew up supporting Leeds. And every time you walk out onto that field in front of that group of fans is always a special moment. And it's lovely. Somebody like Rob Burrow has been a pillar of fortitude and resilience, not just in the last 18 months, but throughout his career, you know, his size, people always doubted him. He redefined the paradigms, he rewrote the rule book about what rugby players can be, and he absolutely fulfilled his potential, and he's still inspiring people today.
I think it was yesterday we were running a piece in it, because he was smaller than the average rugby player, should we say, but he was fast. So he was small, but no one could catch him.
He was rapid, he was amazing, and he used his talents and abilities to the absolute maximum, become world class. You know, when you read his book that he's talking about there, that's just been launched, throughout being under 8, 9s, 10s, people said, yeah, he's a great player, but he's too small. But he used that size and that agility and that speed to his strength. And you ask any big rugby player that's played against Rob Burrow, and they'll say that they're scared them to death because he was just too quick and too fast to catch.
What's it like having him back? I mean, we were saying we've seen that piece, and whenever we see him, we see that smile and, you know, his nature and his family. It's just positivity. That's what it is. What does that bring when he's finally back there at Headingley? What does that bring?
It's amazing. I mean, you know, Rob was right at the centre of that group. You know, he's got these Ricky Gervais nuances, this comedic character that he is, and you know, when you speak to Rob, even though you can't have those conversations anymore, it still shines through. You know, and his humour's at the forefront of who he is, and it's there in his book. You know, when he gets a chance to type out what he wants to say, it still shines through in his text messages. And it's just great to have him. Like I said, we went on an amazing journey. I think what's really important now as well, we've got a new generation of players. You know, some played last night in Morgan Gannon and Jared O'Connor. It's great for them to see Rob Burrow, to experience and be around that culture that we created during that time,
and
that
also
generation.
the crowds lift, don't they? The crowds last night would have been...
He's an icon. He's an icon, Rob. You know, I think the word legend gets bandied about far too often, but he's iconic. You know, we saw a statue of John Holmes there right at the outset of your VT, and you know, one day I'm sure there'll be one of Rob, and as small as Rob will be, the impact that he's had on people's lives is massive. You know, probably as big as anybody that's ever represented that club. So, you know, listen, it was an absolute honour to have played with him, and I'm privileged to still be a great friend of his, and we all love him to bits.
And there you are together on the field. You gave him a win last night.
Yes.
How much of a difference do you think? How much of a lift do you think it gave the players on the field last night, knowing that Rob was there? What did that give to them in terms of their sport?
Well, do you know what? It's been a really tough year with COVID. We've had a fair few injuries, a couple of suspensions, and we're right against it. And I mentioned the young players that have got to take that mantle. And, you know, to see people, lads like Rob, who in that picture there, tackling people 3 times the size of him, just shows that nothing's impossible. And, you know, against all the odds this year, it's been really difficult at times. But those young boys that are playing now, that next generation of Leeds Rhinos players are going through the mill. It's been a baptism of fire for them, but they've got lots of moments, pictures of inspiration that show them that what real fortitude and resilience and determination looks like, and Rob's at the centre of it.
And that translates to results. I mean,
absolutely, we've got the win. We've got the win. That's what sport's all about. Winning's king. 18-12.
It's not, you know, it's the taking part.
You tell them that.
Never. In a million, it's always winning. It's always winning.
It's not the taking part.
No, it is Headingley anyway. But yeah, no, it was good to get a result. You know, strong Huddersfield side, very good in the ruck, and the lads persevered. It was a war of attrition, but we got there in the end.
Well, maybe you'll get another win in the next few weeks, because his documentary's shortlisted for this NTA award, and you know, are you all voting for that?
Absolutely, yeah. We're all passing it around in all social media circles and on WhatsApp, and it's really important as well, because you know, rugby league's this little northern game, and there's a couple of real shining stars that have come out of it recently in Rob and Kevin Sinfield's support for Rob as well. I think both of them have transcended the game, they've transcended the north of England, and really spread an important message, and more importantly raised awareness for motor neuron disease, and you know, the catastrophe that it is to a lot of lives, and God willing, that'll keep growing. We'll keep getting support and funding for research and the development, and Rob and Kev have been at the centre of that.
Obviously, Rob's going to be busy because he's going to the awards, family as well, most of the family. He is busy, and he's with raising awareness, but he's your mate.
Yeah.
He's your friend.
Yep.
So how is your friendship in terms of, like, you know, when you have someone who's struggling with something, you kind of, there's a balance, isn't there? How much space do you give them? And then how much are you there and just being regular mates? And although the communication is very different, his wit, his humour is still there as well. How's that for you?
Do you know what? It's a transcending love. I don't mind saying that either. It's agape, the Greek version of it, you know, the sacrificial love that we've got, the group. And that was forged to years of ups and downs, success and failures in sport, seeing ourselves at our strongest and and seeing each other at our weakest. It's a bit like a pride of lions that go out every day to go hunt for the food. You know, sometimes we don't quite feel up to it, but because you're a group, somebody feeds you, and when you're feeling good, you go out and you hunt and you feed them. And that's what we're trying to recreate now at Headingley, you know, this transition of generation of players. Something that we didn't maybe pass on as well as what we could or should, but these moments really exemplify and amplify what that's all about. So you're absolutely right, he's my friend, as is all that group, Danny Maguire, Jamie Peacocks, and will be for a lot of years, will be forever. You know, the actual winning trophies and the games become incidental. It all becomes about the people that you go on those journeys with. It is absolutely about the journey as opposed to the destination, and that lives with you forever. That's what is the real gold that comes out of that refining fire.
Wow, I tell you what, you're inspirational in the dressing room, aren't you?
Used to be.
I tell you what, you make me want to roar like a lion this morning. That's fantastic words. Yeah,
fabulous. That's so lovely. I tell you what, he's lucky to have you as a mate.
Yeah,
well, we're all privileged to have him as well.
Oh, okay, that's lovely.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jamie.
My pleasure.